usher in a project overview from Kreko, anajulikana kama Masi, tafadhali. Okay, asante.
Hello. So my name is Masi. As I said earlier, I am the project lead for Utu Mtaani at Kreko. So tukiangalia how this society operates currently, Kreko walikaa chini wakaona there's a lot of erosion of values in the society. Nani alienda femicide march January? In January, there was one of the biggest marches, femicide, where how many women had been killed by them? Who can guess a number? 80. Yo, it was more than that, but ndeni mwangalia. So it was a big issue. Then there was a march, and that's not the only issue that the society is grappling with. Even if you look at maandamano za Gen Z, how many people were abducted? How many were killed? Yeah? So there's a lot of erosion of values. People really do not value life currently. So Kreko, in collaboration with Uraia and the Danish Embassy, wakakaa chini wakaona it's important for us to create awareness on why we need to have uptake of human dignity, uptake and practice. So this project is informed by Article 10 of the Constitution. Article 10 of the Constitution is what informs this project, where we hope to uphold and promote the practice of things such as accountability, human dignity, equity, inclusivity, transparency, all those things. So why was it important for us to target universities? First off, wameishi kutuambia sisi ndio the leaders of tomorrow. Do you agree? You're the leaders of tomorrow? Not today, tomorrow. Okay, so in preparation for that, we believe that if young people have such forums to learn and also to contribute to conversations on human dignity, we are better able to demand the same from our leadership and the people in the society. So that's our theory of change. Even too, tukikuwa involved in such conversations, if we contribute, if we are able to identify what are the problems in our society, why are they there, and how can we solve them, we are better placed. Elections ikikuja 2027, unaambia msee hapana, unatupoteza, si ndio? Yes, so that's the long and short of it. So I welcome you to today's ceremony, and I would like to give this back to the MC. Thank you.
The first years who are here, you might see me doing a lot of things with this young man. We believe in nurturing you and developing your talent. So I'm giving him the opportunity so that he can run this, so that you don't say we were never given an opportunity. You don't have to come to occupy my house in Navaholo to say, mtu amekaa hapa. Sawa sawa. This is the time. Karibu sana.
Wapi makofi yake tafadhali? Asante sana Bwana Oscar kwa kunipatia hii fursa. Na bila kupoteza muda tafadhali, ako ready tafadhali? Yuko tayari? Nimpatie King Sama nafasi. King Sama. Show me what you got. Show me what your mama give you back. I like the way you move it back. You done give me something I receive from your part. Show me what you got. Show me what your mama give you back. I like the way you move it back. You done give me something I receive from your heart. Oh yeah. So baby come around for me, then you go dance for me. I super feel for free. Yeah. Nobody gonna make us freeze, 'cause I'm meant to be. No one know the lead. So baby come around for me, then you go dance for me. I super feel for free. Yeah. Nobody gonna make us freeze, 'cause I'm meant to be. No one know the lead. So 2 times 9, anything you want, you get by time. Give me 1 time. 2 times 9, anything you want, you get by time. Give me 1 time. 2 times 9, anything you want, you will get on time. Give me 1 time. 2 times 9, anything you want, you get by time. He goes by the name King Sama, 609 at all social media platform. Yeah, next nataka ni bila kupoteza muda, kuna Kreko expert presentation tafadhali.
Wacha niwaulize utu ni nini?
Utu ni kujali hali ya mwenzako, venye anakaa, venye anafikiria, venye anatembea, venye anaangalia na venye mnaweza relate.
Utu ni kuwa na ubinadamu, seeing your fellow as a brother, as a sister, doing to them those things when you are done to, unaweza feel fiti.
Pale ambapo wewe unataka uonekane ama uheshimiwe ama ufanyie kile ambacho mwanadamu anafaa afanyiwe, pia mwenzako akuwe amefanyiwa kitu hicho. Hivyo basi kama uko nayo, unajaribu kumsaidia pia yeye, naye pia aweze kuishi kama mwanadamu.
Pigie makofi tafadhali. Utu ni kuona mwenzako, ujirani mwema na kuangalia mambo ya maisha. Sasa maisha inaanza wakati gani? When does life start?
Life starts immediately after birth.
Alright, can we clap for him?
Life starts at conception.
So there is life starts at birth and there is life starts at conception. Wangapi wanasema maybe now we go to parliament as the opinion that life starts at conception, say aye. As of those who say that life starts at birth, say eh. Okay, their eyes have it. Can we clap for their eyes? Now, even when life starts at conception, does it start accidentally or with consent?
I don't think there is something as accident. Even when you did not consent, that is consent. So life begins at conception with consent. It's never an accident. You not consenting means you did consent. Thank you.
Okay, can we clap for her? That there is nothing like an accident. There must be, isn't it? But do we have cases such as rape? Is rape with consent? Is it accidental? Or what is that? I mean, does rape happen? No, I'm asking a question. Does rape happen? Why does rape happen?
People commit rape because of their impulses. There are some people who cannot resist to see somebody who is beautiful, sexy, so they must do something.
So who are the causes of rape? Is it men or women?
It's both, because there are some instances where you find women raping men, raping young men. There are instances. So it's not basically on the female side, but there are cases where women rape young boys. Yes.
And we have the young boys here. Do you get raped? So we want to ask the boys here, because we are finding solutions. So the young men here, do you get raped?
Yes.
Yes. Men get raped.
Yes.
So somebody is asking how?
I can give an example. There was this instance where a watchman was raped by young girls in a school. So, yeah, men are raped.
Okay, men are raped. Now, is rape part of Hutu?
I think we couldn't be talking about rape if we actually knew what Utu is. Rape is a result of lack of Utu. Thank you.
Can we clap for her? So we ask you about these questions because we said life starts with conception, but with consent. So it means conception has to happen in where there is dignity, where two people have agreed, they are following the laws that are provided for, probably at the age of consent. The age of consent in Kenya is what age?
18.
18, eh?
Yes.
How many say that that is correct? That the consent age in Kenya is 18? What does consent mean? Does it mean now that you become a sexual practitioner, or you are someone who is conscious to determine that this is okay and this is not okay? Because there is a definition of consent. And now let's ask ourselves, because I think this is now where we are starting the discussion. Do we have cases where young girls or women get pregnant and they are abandoned and they suffer for 9 months nurturing a pregnancy that somebody just did something and ran away? Let's get views.
Yes, it's normal. Like in our generation, most of the campus students, every single day, like we are cheated by these small boys, our small boys here. They cheat us. They cheat us and we accept. And once we accepted, you find that I'm a first year, for example, I'm from high school, I don't know some things. So when he cheats me, and then, we do the action, I get pregnant, he abandons me. It's like, hey, no, I came here to study. You'll deal with that pregnancy alone. So girls being left because they're pregnant, it's a normal thing.
It's a normal thing. So in Masinde Muliro, it is normal for girls to get pregnant and left alone.
No. Like,
maybe you can stand so that I can also understand you.
Okay, let me. We're not talking about Masinde Muliro.
Yes.
We are talking about girls in our society. Be it Sigalagala, be it Egerton, be it Nairobi University. We are humans, you get. You see, these boys know how to cheat us. So they come and tell us the sweet nothings, we accept. We become pregnant. Some of us become pregnant knowingly. Others become pregnant unknowingly. Because he'll tell you, when to get pregnant, I'm going to take care of you, I'll take care of the baby. You fall into the trap, you become pregnant. Once you've done that, he's going to leave you. Others, they'll fall pregnant without knowing. So, wataachwa tu kwa mataa bila kujua.
Okay.
Yes.
Sasa kuacha kwa mataa ni kukosa utu. Si ndio?
Whatever you said, I totally agree. Like getting pregnant for young girls, it's a new norm in our generation, and I don't think it's partly the boys we have now. They don't want to take responsibility. Another thing, it's not cheating as per se. Nakuaga may make agreement, but now the result of your hard work. Now it's when the men are like wanaruka, and then they start saying hata siko sure kama ni yangu, but it's a new thing in our generation today. And I would also urge the few men we have here, please take responsibility. If you cannot take responsibility of your actions, then abstain. Thank you.
If you cannot take responsibility of your actions, you do what? You abstain. Now let's go to the men here. Mumeambiwa ninyi ni watu wa kutafuta sukari na baada ya kupata sukari munatoroka, si ndio? Yes. Can you now tell us your admission that you do it and you run away?
Okay, thank you. Okay, my name is Arpur Bernard, one of the international students from Ethiopia. I also want to disagree in a slightly with our sisters, the way they have communicated. There is a situation where maybe you have agreed with the lady, then the intention of the lady is to make sure you have married her. They intentionally plan to get that pregnancy because the essence of getting pregnant, because I'm a man, you are a girl. You are the one who knows you are in this danger period or you are in the safe period. Now, if you keep quiet, not telling me that really, Bernard, today, in danger, I think we can see how to plan it. Then, there is a lot of things. We did HIV and counseling, India. Yeah, we did that one in diploma. And there is a lot of ways that you should also protect yourself from these small things.
Now, let me ask you, wacha tusikize kutoka wewe. Wewe ni final student, is it here? The first year, lakini hatusemi hiyo sana. Ngoja kwanza. Sasa lakini wewe ni jamaa, si ndio? Sasa kuna wababa, ngoja kwanza. Si umesema vijana wadogo? Kuna wababa wanawapatia mimba comrades.
Okay, my opinion is very simple. As my fellow comrade vile amesema, tusiingililie upande. Unajua kwa sababu ukiingililia usiegemee tafadhali, kwa sababu kosa tumekosa sisi wote. Si ni kweli? Wewe unajua hii mambo ni mabaya, cheza chini, maintain.
Okay, maybe utasimama kidogo. Tafadhali, la mwisho I'll come back to you. Please, I'll come back to you.
Hello everyone. My name is Zakaria Mapor. I'll be very short. So in this very topic, I think there are particular things we need to pick. From certain comments, there is the fun part of it, But the fact is, first thing first, your choices, okay? Your choices. That is the first thing. When that pregnancy happens, you don't have excuses to why you choose to sleep with that guy or that lady, okay? And then the second thing, I'm not very vast in Kiswahili, but with my understanding of the Utu, how we are concerned about other people. You know, I'm sorry to use the word honey, okay? That is the excuses people have, but you are in control of it, okay? So it is your conscious mind, whatever that is running in your body, you are in charge. Sawa. So stay away from those things. That choice is the problem. So don't choose to do it.
Okay.
If
Thank
you're
you
not
very
ready
much.
to take responsibility.
Can we clap for them? How many are saying we are enjoying this discussion? Let me see by show of hands. Unajua mimi naweza kuwa niko peke yangu hapa na kumbe people are not learning, eh? Now, we are going now to the hard question. Is getting pregnant part of Utu?
Well, I think getting pregnant is part of Utu because it's giving birth to small human beings. Na hatutakuwa na utu kama hakuna watu wa kuendeleza huo utu.
Can we clap for her? She's saying giving back to what? To society. But what we are trying to say here is that giving life to society must be responsible. Because if we have this situation that we were explained here by our friend here, that this young man has come, amekuja akapanda begu na akatoroka, it means there can be frustration in life, isn't it? Because there is the antenatal for 9 months, for the mother, for the unborn baby, and this person is not responsible. You go to the clinic, you ask it certain questions, what is the name of the father? You are not able to answer these things. You want even to account for where this child will be born. You are not able to explain. There is confusion here because there must be what is called growth of life. And it starts from taking care of this unborn baby, this baby getting born, and then there's the postnatal, and there's the growth. By having two people getting responsible. And that takes me to the other two questions. We've seen it's happening in our universities and colleges. Femicide. How many of you have ever heard of femicide? How many of you have ever heard of suicide? How many of you have ever heard of suicide note? Aliacha maandiko kabla hajajinyonga. How many of you have ever heard of that? Does it happen? Why does it happen? Hey, DJ. Why does it happen? Huh? Huku? Hey, now the active corner has become silent corner. Eh? Yes. Maybe not the same people. Let's have that lady, please.
Okay, my name is Anita Juma. So suicide may happen because maybe I personally have a problem. Then I don't want to share my problem to others to help me. So that's where I lack some answers to myself. Then I find myself committing suicide.
Can we clap for a response to that? So that means practice of Utu means also sharing your concerns with your fellow human beings so that you can find what? Solutions. Because kuna faida kuluzi ya maisha. Is there a benefit of losing that life through suicide? We just regret, isn't it? Kuna mwenzangu hapa tafadhali.
Yes, naitwa Jabez, and I think suicide happens because of 3 reasons. One of the reasons is because nobody is listening to you. The other reason is because people are listening to you and they're not taking action. Then the other reason is because you've been manipulated or you've been persuaded into doing it.
Can we clap for him? And I want to ask you another question. Hii shida iko kwa vijana peke yake ama iko kwa kina baba na kina mama? Iko kwa kila mtu? But is it mostly with the older people or with young people? No, let me ask you, is it this problem of suicide, femicide with young people or with older people? Let me see by those who are agreeing to say it is with the older people, majority with the older people. Let me see also those who are saying that it's majority with young people. Now, why is it with young people? We're asking ourselves that question. Let me come back to you now, and then the lady behind you, and then the gentleman there. Let's start with the lady.
First of all, we are saying that it starts with the young people, like our generation. Let's go back to what we're discussing about pregnancy. So I'm pregnant, the boy has left me. At home, my father ni mkali, he's harsh. I can't go back home and say, hey, I went to campus and then I became pregnant. There's no way I'm going home to say that. So what do? My friends, I can't tell my friends I'm pregnant, my boyfriend has left me. So the only thing I'll do, I'm going to commit suicide. In the boy child...
No, simama hapa kwanza, simama. How many of you are saying she's right to commit suicide? Let me see. Wangapi wanasema it is wrong? Umekataliwa hapa. Ngoja kwanza, umekataliwa hapa. How many of you are saying it is wrong for her to commit suicide? Let me see. Aya, sasa umekuwa unaanza kupata majibu Aendelea.
Okay, nyi wote mmenisaliti mmesema it's wrong. It's okay. It's wrong. It's very wrong. Yeah. But tukienda behind the scenes, we get so many girls have committed suicide. Reason being unwanted pregnancy. The boy has left. The parents are harsh. What's the solution? She commits suicide, which is a bad thing. When you go to the boy child, unemployment, the first thing. Umetoka campus, there's no work, your friends are doing so well out there, your friend is in the UK, your friend is in Tanzania, doing so well for himself. But uko hapa nyumbani uko tu na degree yako. Your mom is like, ulienda Masinde Muliro for 4 years. Unafanya nini hapa? So you're so stressed, the only option is committing suicide. Which is a bad thing.
Unemployment. One of the causes of suicide, unemployment. How many of you are saying, if I don't get a job after campus, I'll commit suicide? Let me see.
Sasa mbona mnani?
No. I mean, you're doing so well in the discussion. Can you give it to the lady behind here? Then we listen to that. And I want you to have now, at the back of your mind, the practice of Utu. The practice of Utu. You are not even caring your neighbor, your friend, your classmate who is pregnant. Probably that pregnancy is unwanted. Unwanted because it was unplanned. Unasema unamsengenya tu, unasema yeye amepata balls. Even ndivyo mnasema hivyo. So instead of supporting to say, now this has happened, how do we keep this life continuing and having a baby? Before I give you an opportunity, let me just share a story. In July, we visited Sigalagala College here, National Polytechnic. They have a section, Madam Dean, they have a section where they have prepared, it's a safe space for young mothers in the college who have babies. And they have employed people who take care of the babies when the students come in the morning, and they want to have a place to keep their babies, and then they go to class. When they want to go and breastfeed their babies, they go there, breastfeed, and they go back to where? To class. You know, in itself, they have identified that there's a problem here. We have many students who have mothers, young mothers, but they need a place where they can keep their babies, and they access them at the right time during break time. And at Chuoni, they take their babies and they go to their hostels. So you can imagine how revolutionary the thinking is now in our society. During COVID, if you remember, there was closure of colleges, schools, and the universities. And after that long break of about 1 year, people came back with what? They came back with babies, isn't it? And it forced the government to give a directive to say that no child should be sent back home for being pregnant or being a young mother. And that policy is still existing now. It's even an offense to lock out a young mother who has a baby and is still continuing with what? With schooling. Now, let's see this contribution from Madam.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Faith Masita. Okay, my view is that the reason why the young generation commits suicide, one of the reasons is because of negligence. And then in this case, you find, let's say, we as young generations, sometimes we pass through a lot of problems that we don't even share to our parents or to our peers. So that one makes it difficult for them to even realize our problems if we don't firstly tell them our problems. So you can find that you are going through depression and you can't communicate. You can't share it to your fellow students or to your fellow friends. So the only solution at the moment you find is that you just decide something that is costing you take your life, and that's not the correct thing to do.
So issues around mental health.
Yeah.
Mental health.
Definitely.
Dugu, you can pass the mic. I think his hand was up. And then we'll finish that last cycle of that discussion on suicide. And then we'll go to another subject in conclusion.
Okay. I also want to contribute on what they have said. I would like to talk three things.
Yeah.
The last one will be the really life story that I seen. My friend did it, you know. So, number one is that it's because you don't want to be excluded. You know, we are three. We have been friends, working together, playing. Then now, I'm the one who is maybe getting a certain problem. Then now I fear to talk so that, and then because I know if I talk, the other people will now laugh at me. I will be known by the society that I am a thief, which is not okay. I will be identified as maybe a rape or somebody, you know. I have to kill myself so that to avoid shame from the community. Number two is because we youth, we are trying to protect our reputation. Unataka tu kuonekana Bernard tu. Ukuwe tu ni ule Bernard unajulikana ni Bernard. Kwa sababu we don't want to be changed. You know? Changed. We don't want that. Then the third one, sir, I have my friend. He was some years back a member of this university, even when I was in high school. The guy, we know him in the church as a good preacher and a nice singer. He sings tenor. So mnajuanga tena vile mnajifanyanga sana. The tenor voice. Then, kumbe huyu jamaa alikuwa na bettingi. He used to bet a lot, betting. Then the father sent the school fees when he was in year 2. He used the school fees for betting, thinking maybe if I can bet, I can get more for me to get extra. So mnajua comrade vile maisha inakwanga. At least ukipata kuna vile itaongezeka ndio pia upate kitu kidogo, then you do it. Na pesa zote zikaenda. The second one akabet tena na pesa yote ikaenda, and then ilibidi akadiva. Divaring akakuja church, tunajua nini, tukaweka kama treasurer. We were having a youth realize somewhere, a meeting. Then tukampa huyu jamaa pesa. It was 70,000. Then jamaa hii pesa akatumia for betting. Sasa nao tumefika kwa site, tunataka pesa inunuliwe for registration, you know, you have to give your money then you are registered. Jamaa apeani pesa bwana. Anatupeleka hivi, sijui anko yangu ni kama amehack, sijui banki yangu ya KCB, sijui nini. Akatupeleka hivi, tukasema ni sawa, minus. Tukachukua laptop yake pamoja na kamera. Alikuwa na kamera kubwa kama hii. Kamera ya 50,000. Sasa sijui alipata hiyo pesa wapi. Ni kama is one of the school fees alitumia. Tukachukua hiyo tukasema sasa because of this one we can sell it, then we can help you are fitted. Akasema ni sawa tu, hakuna shida. Kidogo hivi akaemployiwa tena na watu wa agriculture. Wale majamaa wanakuambia enda ufanye data kwa farmers. Unapewa ka tablet fulani hivi, unaenda una record some information from those people. Hii tablet akauza. Sasa the only thing alibaki ni kufanya nini? Kunyonga. Lakini hakutuambia sisi tunajuanga kama a wealthy man is really a singer, you know. Sasa because utaki uonekane mahali ya kwamba kumbe wewe ulikuwa hivi na tumekutegemea sana, inabidi tu ukufe upotee tu mara moja. Lakini na wacha tu niwaambie ukweli, hata ukikufa, you know, we will just cry, then we will attend your burial, we eat that mchele yenye mnapikanga, then life continues. So what matters is the essence of us going to school is to change the society. I'm a social worker, you know. There is no way wewe unaona ni kama you are the only one who is having that problem na unakufa tu. My friend unajidanganya. You have to marry, get children, get a job, enjoy life mpaka ufike hiyo time and then ukufe. If you die now, you'll never go to heaven. Don't accept to die just without permission, you know. Thank you.
Okay, can we clap for him? That was an interesting contribution. But there's something that he has talked about, chewing of school fees. Kukula nini? Kukula fare ama kukula school fees? Chewing school fees, eh? Now, sasa I'll be coming to our lecturers here, our professors here. Before I go to them, let me ask a comrade, what is the main reason you have to choose school fees? No, before even I go there, what is the main cause ya comrades kuto graduate? Is it chewing of school fees ama kufail exam?
I think the reason as to why most students are not graduating ni because of missing marks. Like there's this day I was going to the department in SPD. There's so many students waiting for the lecturers to upload their marks, and they were saying that in most hauwezi graduate haraka because unaweza pata lecturer alikufa, wanasema kufanya exam, ama lecturer tu anasema zaikuwa na class yake na umekuwa ukiattend.
Dr. Waswa, hapo tunakuja kwako missing marks Yes. No, I mean that's okay. So I asked a question that comrades kwa nini wa graduate? Wamechoose school fees, wamefail exam. Hiyo ingine imetokea hapa, lakini sasa wacha tusikize kutoka comrades huku nyuma. Na nataka tujiulize hiyo ni mtu.
Okay, I think for our university in most, it's not mainly because of school fees, but kuzungushwa. Any fourth year here can agree with me, ama wenye wana clear. Hizo ofisi dizenu unazungushwa, you at some point you give up. So that's the main thing. Acha school fees aside, but kuzungushwa na missing mark, wengine unakosa kuwekewa cut mark, and then mainly kuzungushwa na lecturers.
Lakini school fees huwa inakuliwa?
Hapana, like unajua for example in our school, like you can't do an exam kama uja clear fee. If you have not cleared the fee, you not sit for the exam. So the main reason we don't graduate ni hizo ofisi.
Aha, wacha nitakuja kwa hii kona. Kuna another active kona hapa ambayo wamesema machality wanakula school fees lakini madema wakuli school fees.
Sir, if you can allow me to comment on suicide before I comment on this. Yeah, so my name is Michael Masika, and when it comes to suicide, there's a funny dynamic. One, men commit suicide more than women, but women contemplate suicide more than men. And the reason why men are more successful in committing suicide ni juu wako very little. Like mwanaume akiamua ameamua. A lady anaweza go around that thought of suicide for like a month and then it disappears. And then you are talking about why is it that this generation is gonna so many issues compared to the old generation. I think there's a reason, let me use an example. There's a time my mom came to visit me where I stay. And then akaona pad ya msichana. And my mom akaishiwa nguvu kabisa. She was like, what is going on? So akanikalisha chini akaanza kuniongelesha. Nikamwambia no, I have a neighbor who anakuja late. So alikuwa amekuja kunok kwa mlango wangu but nilikuwa nimelala. So akaamua kuandika kwa pad. Maybe I don't know why she decided to do it. But akaandika kwa pad nimfungulie akanipea key akaniandikia kwa pad nimwanulie manguo alafu nimwekee. So the fact that my mom was helpless, alikuwa na feel like something is going on and she felt like she cannot help me. It made me realize the older generation, the world that they were living in and our world is totally different. So sometimes they find it so hard to help us. The older generation, their understanding was this: everything that is bad, you establish a boundary. Keep away from bad friends, keep away from bad influence, you draw boundaries. But we are existing in a generation where you cannot draw boundaries. Hadi phone yako inaweza kuwa bad influence. Inakuwa so hard. Every day you're interacting with bad influences. Drawing boundaries is very hard. So that is it. And then another thing about suicide is this. When we talk about suicide, people forget that there's a difference between you right now and you in depression and you in a difficult situation. So sometimes we need to have empathy. Mimi naweza kwa sahi niongee, I'm talking and I'm like, I'm okay. If you ask me about suicide inaka weird, it doesn't make sense. But then when I get into depression, when I get into that difficult moment, it really makes a lot of sense. Like our brother alikuwa explain, it will make a lot of sense to you. So we need to understand that the best way I could deal with these things is to have a coping mechanism. Every day we're going to face situations and they might drive us to that end. So we need to find ways to cope with it. The last thing you were mentioning concerning school fees and all that stuff. I'm a first year, but this is my second university. I was in Miranga University. I did electrical and electronics. Nikaenda huko nje, maisha ikakuwa ngumu, nikaamua kurudi kusoma. And I came here to do disaster management and international relations. Na hiyo time, because I was stressed and all that, sikuwa na attend classes kabisa. So school fees ilikuwa inakuja, lakini haiendi shule. So I can agree that sometimes either our brother alisema, sometimes we divert school fees kwa other endeavors. Sometimes maybe because tuna feel like hatutaki kusoma, we start using the school fees for our own thing. But at the same time, this is a complex problem. There's no one thing, one cause. At the same time, I've also been in that position yenye unazunguka huku, unaambiwa uende huku, unaenda huko, nakwambia sili nimemaliza, enda huko, unaandikiwa leta nini. So some people reach a point they're like, I can't deal with this. So kuna the efficiency in the university, but also personally, sometimes people make mistakes and wanaharibu school fees.
Can we clap for this gentleman who has given us? Yeah, I'm coming to you. You see, the reason why I ask that question is because we've interacted with parents. This conversation we also take to mtaani. That's why utu mtaani. Like Sheiwe, Takrim, Chinyalu, and we have conversations with parents. So some parents told us that there's nowadays what's called fake graduation ceremonies, where people hire gowns. At the time of the graduation, I don't know, Masinde Muliro, you're having a graduation very soon coming? So there are comrades now who will arrange for the hired gown to take photos, and they ensure that their parents come here. But they fake the protocols in the university where they say, wanakubalia tu watu wawili. Ni wewe na beste yako mwenye mnaweza ingia nano kwa graduation square, lakini nyinyi wengine mtajoin wakati ya bash. Na bash is being handled where? Outside the campus. So you know a bash, the parties after graduation parties, you normally hold those things, eh? So mzazi travel all the way from Kitale, amefika Kakamega, amefata orders huko gate, pengine this guy has bribed the watchmen and the security officers to give false information, misinformation, that huko ndani, and you know how a graduation day can be very busy, eh? They do not even have time, and remember probably that is their second time coming to the university. But wakati wa bash, ataonyesha kuna hii picha tulipiga. Maybe kuna mahali penye mnapiga picha wakati ya graduate, si ndio? Na mnasema mimi nimefanya nini? Sasa unajua mzazi anatembelea wale watu ambao huwa potential employers. Wewe unaambiwa kuja for interview, then you disappear from home. Now that is the challenge that is in society. Hiyo ni utu ama sio utu? Ni utu ama ni utu? Sio utu, si ndio? Let me go to this corner which says something that is very interesting.
Okay, I wanted to talk about something about the graduation issue, like what makes the comrades not to graduate at the correct time. Okay, I think it's about normalizing negativity. You find that you are in a group where people say that, mi najua nita graduate, but year isikusumbue. I know I'll graduate, but the year doesn't matter. Unaona? So you cling to such a crew, you do whatever they are doing, unaenda bash na wao. Kama ni class wanakwambia, come on man, uko tu third year, you'll attend your classes at fourth year when you are looking for your marks. So you are normalizing negativity. Unasema, I know I'll graduate because a group told you that you will graduate, but the year doesn't matter. Kidogo kidogo, you find that graduation inakuja, your friend's name iko kwa list, yours haiko manze, and it's late. Mtu akigraduate, you'll remain here kutafuta marks zako. You don't have marks. You don't even know your lecturers because you haven't been attending the classes. Unaona, this is something that can cause, like, it can make the comrades not to graduate at a given time. Then, due to this issue, you find that you used a lot of money. You want to use a lot of money. Why? Because of the expectations from your friends. For example, you are somebody who does the content creation, you are a musician and stuff. You know, when people meet you out there, there's an expectation that wanataka from wewe, but you cannot reach that level. So you find that unapata fee and you're like, when you are alone at your house, you think about yourself, you think about home, there's nothing. But when you get out, you have to smile because that is the expectation from your fellow comrades. Unatumia buy things, you don't pay for the school fee. Jinako haiko, you are being discontinued. You don't inform your parents because unajua vizuri the way they toil to find that fee for you. You know, but because you have allowed yourself to get brainwashed by your fellow friends at the university, you find yourself messing up, ending up not graduating, unaingia kwa drugs and stuff. And you know, when you hit that life, bro, you're done.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Frank. Actually, I want to measure my discussion on 3 areas. Firstly, I want to say this: in life, there's something called fate. If something is meant to happen to you, it will happen. You can't avoid something that was meant to happen for you, whether it's in the future or currently. And again, individualization. Those who individualize themselves, and they have a lot of needs that they should cater for themselves. They don't share ideas. If you have something, you should share to your friends so that they can understand. Maybe you have some needs that cannot be handled immediately. So you share immediately before something can happen that is wrong. Number 2, I want to say that I want to second my brother here. I've said something critical, that is influence. There are a lot of us. That is something that is a daily discussion topic. This thing called peer influence. So you find in a situation, maybe you are in a group of friends. The person you are now and the person you were before you join campus, is somehow different. Am I wrong?
You're right.
A lot of us have changed. So you find in a situation where most of us are being influenced by a group of friends. Maybe you see that the person who is telling you to the person who is persuading you to do something, you see him like the best friend, one of the best friends you have, and you are seeing it difficult to differ with him on what he's saying. So I think that that again can lead to be eating. And another thing is carelessness, individual carelessness. Those friends that you give up, you find that you give up that fast. You don't know how to control yourself, and you said something that for example, the discussion we had before, the suicide the suicide issue. There are a lot of specialized groups that you should be attending. There's a friend who said that you have friends but they are not around, so you cannot share your ideas. There are a lot of specialized groups that you can attend to share your ideas, like counseling, things like that. Thank you.
So can we clap for him? He's solution oriented.
Yes,
We're
yes,
almost
yes.
winding up, but let's have this last contribution.
Acid Ray, mimi ni msanii wa sanaa ya kizazi kipya. First of all, naweza sema kitu inafanya watu wasigraduate ni class. Naweza fanya mtihani lakini bado uende department wakwambie marks yako haiko. Unaona? Alafu natafuta lecturer anakuambia alienda kuona mpira Ulaya. Sasa unampigia simu anakuambia niko UK. Sasa UK utamtoa wapi? Unaona? Sasa na ukimpigia sana ama umtext sana na kublue tick. Nakupiga blue tick kama 20 hivi, wewe una sare. Sasa ndio kitu inasumbua. Alafu kitu kingine ni ignorance. Mtu anajua asomangi ndani class, lakini bado ataenda kuambia tu late, mimi nilikuwa class. Unaona? Sasa ndio kitu inasumbua hapo upande wa graduation. Sina mingi ya kusema leo, I'm out.
Can we clap for him, please? Very interesting. Yes, comrade.
Yeah, mimi nataka kuongelea mambo ya fee. Nasema watu wengi wanakulanga fee because of kitu moja, negative peer influence. Ile nasema kufuata wenzako, lakini sisi wanaume sisi tunaweza kula fee tunataka kugongeana. Unajua sasa na manzi yako ameiva hapo na mimi niko na dola nikuache. Lazima ndafanya kitu ndacheza kama mimi hata kanda spend school fees yangu, lakini lazima mtu agongewe, si ndio? Kwani kwa nini? Alafu kitu kingine nasema we make I believe in a school of thought called existentialism. Existentialism nasema human beings are responsible for their own mistake, decisions and consequences. So going forward manze, kila decision una make, kila consequences unafanya wewe unajua. As long as you are 18 years and above, what I believe you are all enough to make reasonable decision, sound pragmatic going forward. So nasemaje, let's avoid negative peer influence.
Can we clap for him? I think that is the climax of this discussion, because I don't want to add more things, because we can go on and identify as many things that contribute to the lack of utu. Just to summarize, you must have read in the newspapers or even watched on TV, a student in one of our leading universities who was found crying because of lack of food. Wangapi waliona hiyo nini? You saw it, eh? So imagine things that are going on in this society, and remember, there is even someone who has over shopped items kwa nyumba yake, excess food, mpaka hata inaharibika. Ile inaitwanga nini? When the date of expiry ikifika, inaitwanga expired, isn't it? Expired food. And that person even probably is aware that this neighbor of mine ana chochote because ametoka kwa umaskini, ametoka kwa conditions ambaye wazazi hawezi kufanya nini? Afford. So it means even us having that mind of saying, I can remember so and so who is not having food or who is not having this basic need. And that is the society that we are advocating for. Even as we demand for certain things to happen for our, let's say, the leaders and wherever. Remember, we are also leaders in our own right as individuals because we lead our lives. Vile tumeambiwa tu vizuri hapo. Just because you want to make your status unique, you use the school fees. Pengine ng'ombe imeuzwa, shamba imeuzwa, mahindi imeuzwa. There's little in the granary even for food security for the whole year, for the family, just because of the school fees. And then now you come to this environment because it's not like high school where you are being policed, where you wake up at 5 a.m., go to the hostel, go to the dormitory, go to the assembly and wherever. Hapa ni freestyle, si ni ukweli? Sasa hapa unapata freedom ingine, you just turn yourself into a wild animal or a domestic animal yenye alikuwa amefungiwa nyororo like a dog. Wakati atafunguliwa, behavior yake itakuwa normal ama itakuwa tofauti, si ndio? Ataanza kukula kile mtu mwenye hapa, si ndio? So, I mean, so O2 is about humanity. It's about you exercising your senses and saying this is right and this is wrong. And it categorizes. There is an enabling law that we have in our country, and for this matter, the supreme law is the Constitution. There are other principles in terms of national unity, regardless of where you come from, whether you come from Meru, whether you come from Mandera. If you found yourself in Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology, that is a Kenyan. If an international student has found himself or herself in this university, this is an international university. Because those are principles, just the same way Kenyans can find themselves in Australian universities or in American what? Universities. Then the last bit is this. Learning is about finding solutions to problems. Even the people the philosophers that our professors and lecturers have also introduced to us, those who are doing economics. If you are told there is a certain philosopher who said this in the 17th century or in the 14th century, it means those people existed. You, as you exist in this era of your life, the other people will benefit from your knowledge that you will have also contributed at the time that you are in this university and also post this university. So I think, ladies and gentlemen, allow me end there because this conversation is going to continue. We will continue the engagement. For those of you who would like to engage in this conversation with CRECO in a continued manner beyond this gathering, we are on X. And it's not that we are looking for followers. We are just saying there will be a lot of conversation that is happening in our X. It's been there. It's at CRECO Kenya, at CRECO Kenya. You can check, you can get your phone at CRECO Kenya. There you will ask questions, you make follow-up, and we have also a WhatsApp channel where we do periodic updates of these conversations. And these are a composition of various people from different parts of our country and even beyond who ask us questions, and we take time to answer those questions. 0708, you just write Masinde Muliro University, yeah? Just write Masinde Muliro. We will add you to the WhatsApp chat. Don't indicate your name. Just write Masinde Muliro. We'll add you to the WhatsApp group, the WhatsApp channel, not the WhatsApp group, the WhatsApp channel. 0708, let me repeat again, 0708 239953. 0708 239953. Let me read for the last time. 0708 239953. You just WhatsApp Masinde Muliro and you'll be added up to the Creco WhatsApp channel. So with those, allow me end there and hand over to our Associate Dean.
Thank you very much, guys, for listening to this nice presentation. Now you understand what this Utu means. We have a class coming in shortly, so we just want to wind up what we've not done so far. I think I like our DJ. He's one of my favorites. He says he's the baddest. I'm also the baddest. So just to wind up, I'll make a few remarks on behalf of ourselves. One, that we appreciate your coming. Two, about missing marks. Missing marks is a very good problem, mostly affecting students who are not serious. You will never find a serious student queuing for missing marks. If you find yourself queuing there, we know you're not serious. Either you didn't attend class, you didn't do a cut, you didn't do anything that is required to fulfill that part of your bargain. This morning, I was walking around, and if you look at my trouser, you'll see there is a mark. I had planned to rewind this trouser, but somebody, akanitemea. Then I asked him, "Oh, boss, what is this?" He said, "Oh, mbona umepita mbele ya mata yangu?" So is that utu? And on Twitter we were saying, "Kufa dereva, kufa makanga." Then people like one of them said, "Umba wewe," told me, "Umba wewe." I told the person, go back to Facebook. Here on X, we deal with the serious matusi. So we'll have a short entertainment for those ones who are attending class. So we want to entertain you a bit before we leave. Entertainment, please. The Institute Choir, please come. only in most we have entertainment before classes. I know other universities don't provide such, but we want to appreciate this CRECO Kenya for giving us very good lessons, and I would like to invite our dean to wind up the session.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for your patience, and I want to also appreciate the group that is coming in. We are just winding up. I think we have had a good session this afternoon. I'm hoping that you have learned something, the students from one another. I just sat, I was just listening, and I have been impressed by what you people have been talking about. There are some of the, sometimes you think that when you have students, you're going to tell them. I'm very happy that you're the ones today who told us. And there are certain things that you have raised. The next time we have a session, I'm sure we'll be able to talk about them in more detail, particularly the issues of students not graduating and the issues of missing marks. And maybe we'll be able to tell you what causes those missing marks and how we can avoid them in future. I am happy about the existentialist. Is he still here with us? Who told us the truth is that you're born with nothing. We come into this world with nothing. But whatever we become in life depends on our own actions on earth. And whatever we want to become, we can become what we want to become. It just depends on you. The other thing I want to remind you is choices have consequences. So whatever you choose to be, you will be. And if there is a friend who talks about fate, that everything happens, whatever happens to you was already pre-planned. No, I want to disagree with you. You can build yourself. It just depends on your actions, on your own actions. And I think, thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much, CRECO. We appreciate your coming, and we hope that you will be able to come on another day when we have a little more time. I think this has been cut short prematurely, but if in future we have a longer time with you, I think we'll be able to share more with the students and even with the staff. Thank you very much. We appreciate all of you. God bless you all. And may I wind up Tamre? Tamre, where is he? Vote of thanks in only 1 minute, and we are out of here. Thank you very much. Asante sana.
Thank you. To the CRECO team, Office of the Dean, lecturers, and students, good afternoon. Now we have come to the end of the session of today. We appreciate the Dean for giving us this chance. We appreciate the CRECO team as well for giving this opportunity to explore. And I think most of us have learned so much. Cindy, me personally, I would just like to have one request to the CRECO team. We had applied for something for digital democracy, lakini hatukupata. Next time if you apply, otherwise I appreciate so much and thank you. Prayer.
Let's pray. Father Lord, we thank you for bringing us here together today. Thank you for the deliberations that we've had. We ask that this meeting be fruitful. May it enrich our lives as we dispatch. Please send us away with your blessings. I ask this through Christ our Lord.